In a garden where dreams take root, where the Renton's journey grew. From the Himalayas to Scotland's skies, they painted the world in shades.
Alright fellow Highland explorers, buckle up those hiking boots and brush off that camera lens, because we're diving into the heart of Branklyn Gardens, where flowers flaunt their colours, history digs up surprises, and tranquility gives you that I just spent a week in a spa vibe. Now, if you're thinking gardens are just a snooze fest of well-behaved bushes and some tulips standing around looking like they're waiting for a bus, think again. Branklyn is like the Las Vegas of plants, exotic, vibrant, and sometimes a little hard to believe. Branklyn Gardens didn't just pop out of nowhere. This 2-acre floral wonderland has a backstory worthy of a Netflix docu-series. The dynamic duo behind it all, John and Dorothy Renton, were plant lovers who went fully Indiana Jones in the 1920s. Except, instead of treasure maps, they were armed with trowels and an insatiable thirst for rare plants. They transformed what was once a plain old field into a colourful botanical paradise, importing plants from far-flung places like the Himalayas and China. Now imagine Dorothy in her pith helmet, joyfully pointing at some exotic rhododendrons, while John negotiates with a yak to help carry seeds over the mountains. The result? Branklyn Gardens, a kaleidoscope treasure trove of plants that's still wowing visitors nearly a century later. And speaking of surprises, in 1936, Mr. Aitken's dad, casually digging around in the garden at Orchard Bank Nursery, unearthed a tiny Roman god. Yep, you heard that right, a figurine of Mercury, no bigger than a couple of inches tall, just chilling 18 inches underground. Mercury was probably up to no good, as usual, but after a couple of thousand years in the dirt, he's now safely tucked away in the Perth Museum. So as you stroll through Branklyn Gardens, remember that the soil under your feet isn't just nurturing rare plants, it's hiding ancient secrets too. Who knows, maybe the next time someone pulls a dandelion, they'll find Jupiter himself flipping a coin and winking. But let's get back to the plants, because let's face it, Branklyn's real stars are its floral cast of characters. If you're a fan of rhododendrons, or just love trying to pronounce it, this is your mecca. With species collected from the Himalayas, the gardens could easily moonlight as a small slice of Nepal. Branklyn is also famous for its rock garden, which may sound like something you'd find in a dentist's waiting room, but trust me, it's a showstopper. Delicate alpine plants make their home here, clinging to rocky outcrops and adding a touch of drama to the scene. It's the botanical version of scaling Everest, without the frostbite. No matter when you visit, Branklyn has something to offer. Springtime means explosion of colour, while summer brings lush greenery that's perfect for daydreaming. Autumn, meanwhile, gets all dressed up in fiery oranges and reds that'll make your Instagram followers jealous. And once you've had your fill of plants, hop into the tea room. Nothing caps off a day of botanical exploration like a scone that's roughly the size of your head, washed down with some piping hot tea. Well, fellow Highland explorers, that wraps up our journey through the magical Branklyn Gardens, a place where every corner reveals something rare, beautiful, and maybe even a little bit ancient. From exotic plants to hidden Roman treasures, Branklyn is a true testament to the wonders that can bloom when passion meets nature. So, next time you find yourself in Perth, don't just breeze by. Take a moment to wander through this garden paradise and soak in its rich history and vibrant colours. And remember, in life, much like in gardens, the greatest discoveries come when you dig a little deeper. Until next time.
The 10 books of history's found in every petal. History's found, and in the garden's quiet grace, we find the past in every place. Secrets rest beneath our feet in Branklyn's soil, where time and magic meet.